Computer-mediated communication is a big part of daily life both professionally and personally. Technological advances have aided in making common forms of CMC, such as email and instant messaging, essential in the organizational setting, while utilizing some types of CMC has proven helpful in expediting certain work tasks and in creating a more efficient work environment overall. It can also be a hindrance when incorrect choices in media selection are made. While primarily utilizing forms of computer-mediated communication can oftentimes speed up and extend the flow of communication in comparison to only utilizing face-to-face interactions, utilizing CMC in the workplace can oftentimes also lack vocal and social cues, clarification of messages, satisfaction in the communicative process, and are oftentimes lacking comprehension of all communicative partners in the communication process, thereby making this method oftentimes ineffective when not utilized correctly. Therefore, the purpose of this online training program is to enhance employee knowledge on appropriate communication channel selection in order to improve the communication occurring within the organization in both individual and group-related work tasks. The importance of channel selection is best explained through media richness theory. D'Urso and Raines explain media richness by placing it on a continuum. Face-to-face communication is identified as the richest channel and is located at one end of the spectrum, whereas spreadsheets, memos, and emails are located on the opposite end and are characterized as the least rich or leanest form of media. Draft, Lingle, and Trevino explain differences in communication media by their ability to facilitate understanding. They emphasize that before selecting effective communication channels, the communicator must examine the content of the communication. Richer channels, such as face-to-face interaction and teleconferencing, should primarily be used to convey ambiguous messages and extensive amounts of information that may be misconstrued in an email or in a memo. Examples include new policies and procedures, planning for long-term projects, and collaborative decision-making. Check out the following example.
All right. Thank you all for coming to the meeting today. I hope you saw the email discussing the new policies for customer service.
In the example, a face-to-face interaction was more effective than an email or memo because the subject matter was considered to be highly ambiguous, required planning and participation from group members, and it also needed synchronous communication to allow for questions. Daft, Lingle, and Trevino also explain that lean channels, such as a memo or email, are used to communicate unambiguous messages or simple data and statistics, such as the date and time of a meeting as exemplified here. Carlson and Smudd also explain that when developing effective communication through CMC channels, an examination of relevant experience with the media choice, as well as an examination of past experiences with other participants in the communication process, is necessary. Even if you have had positive past experiences with your preferred channel, your communication partner may not be experienced or familiar with it. Check out the example.
Did you get the numbers?
No, I'm not familiar with this program, so I wasn't sure how to read the chart.
Okay, I'll be there in a moment.
No one's explained it to me yet. I've only been here 2 weeks, so I just didn't really understand where we were going with this.
I understand. That's my fault. I should have been clear before I sent the email.
This communication experience was ineffective and inefficient because the communication partner was lacking in experience and knowledge, and because the communicator was not familiar with his communication partner. Both of these factors are very important in choosing the most appropriate communication channel.
So the spring migration for the northbound Wales will not begin until about March.
If, after
But
examining
his
your
numbers
message
for
content,
projections for the
you
field
find it to
this
be
spring.
confusing,
And that's our
lengthy,
slogan.
or possibly require synchronous communication,
Unfortunately, that
but
has
your
been trademarked.
communication partners are not able to take part in a face-to-face interaction to accomplish your group goals,
Well,
utilizing
that's really
multiple
not the
channels of
question, it's the
communication
law.
is a
It's
possibility.
not the
In
question,
the example
actually,
shown,
because
group members are both
we name
using
whales by
face-to-face
families.
interaction and video conferencing to
Batch
accomplish
1.
their
So if you
goals.
would refer to batch 1, you'll see.
Did you get your email?
Barry explains that while various organizational characteristics such as structure, technology, and leadership styles are all important influences in team communication, communication itself is embedded at the heart of all of these elements. Therefore, in group and team communication, channel selection is especially important. Simon explains that asynchronous groups experience greater productivity when utilizing the wide availability, accessibility, and utility of CMC when making decisions with team members. However, in a CMC exchange, language usage and wording is especially important because the information is often written in a conversational mode or style. This oftentimes leads to difficulty and confusion among participating communication partners. Groups utilizing synchronous communication, such as video conferencing or face to face interactions, oftentimes are able to have more gratification and satisfaction in their communication process, as well as less confusion among group members who are not familiar with technology forms. Let's review. When selecting the most effective, efficient, and appropriate channel for your communication, carefully consider your message content. Check for ambiguity, possible confusion, length, as well as conversational wording. Also consider the organizational context and your partner in the communication process and how comfortable they are with your technology usage and their knowledge and understanding of the message content. In group work, also carefully consider the task of your group as well as the goals, and determine whether asynchronous communication, such as email or instant messaging, is the best method of communication for you, or synchronous communication, such as face-to-face interactions, telephone, or video conferencing.